Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be breaking down Benjamin Azamati, and we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab. Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become. All right, so this is going to be a great breakdown. It's going to be Benjamin Azamati here, and he ran a 9.90. He's one of the few people in the world this year to run 9.90. He actually has the ninth fastest time going into the 100-meter, and really we want to be able to get more in depth into some of his mechanics. What does he do really well, and also get into what is some of his likelihood when we look at the World Championships coming up later on this month. As always, if you like the information, click that thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. We're really curious to hear what you guys think about what is Benjamin Azamati's chances of being able to win the 100-meter and who your actual favorite is. It seems like a lot of people are leaning more towards the Jamaicans. Like always, you guys are always so biased when talking about Oblique Seville and Johan Blake. We got to get an American to win the gold this year. That's who I'm rooting for. An American, at least Fred Curley or Omanyala. Those are my two top guys. That I think will end up winning it. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the breakdown here. So we got Benjamin Azamati. This was from actually last year, 2021. This is from this year. And so what he does very, very well, I mean, let's get into that first step. You know me, always like to look to see what does this first step take, so then we can get an idea for what you guys should be doing. And we're at that typical 0.23. Right, getting the foot up and down at 0.23, which is excellent. What stands out to me is, and I know you can't see this as well, he does a great job within these first three steps. I really, really like these first three steps. Like, these are going to be some steps that I start showing more guys, because even if we look to see, the other guys in the race here, they're getting a lot more upright with their legs, right, and really getting their hips through a lot sooner, right, where he is not as fast to get his hips through, but he is getting his hips up and he's getting his legs straight, which is really good. So now he's staying in that drive phase for a lot longer. And there's somebody that I saw when I was getting the video that talked about how his drive phase, it was on this one, that he ran this 9.90 and his drive phase was not very good. Like, if he could work on that, he's going to be a lot better. And I'm just like, his drive phase to me looks really, really good. He might stay with it a little bit too long would actually be my thing. Like, it seems like he's really staying side to side for a good amount of time, right? Instead of being able to really start getting the hips through and be able to get into his top end speed. That could potentially be a thing, but overall, he's very, very quick. I love how he stays really low with his feet, and he's able to very, very effectively get those legs up and through. And there's a lot of ways to be able to do this, right? And that's why, in some ways, it's difficult to teach how to be able to create the horizontal force, because everyone's going to do it a little bit differently, right? We look at Benjamin here and notice how he gets that leg up and through, and see how he like pulls that leg out to the side. Look at him, how he gets that like horizontal abduction there out of the legs to be able to like push those legs out to the side and give his hips some room to be able to open up and hit the ground. But he's still able to maintain when he hits the ground, the knees facing straight ahead, the toes facing straight ahead. And also, let's see the foot contact time. He hit it 0.86, and he's off by 0.96, already under 0.1 in his foot contact time. That's probably within his first 7 steps. Let me see what step that was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 7th step. Boom, right? So that's a great job of being able to effectively get into his drive phase. Now he's at his top speed, and when we look to see what he's doing with his top speed, we can see a lot of the great things that we see out of all the guys, right? He's landing with his foot underneath the hip, 0.70, off by, at the most, maybe 0.76, okay? And then he is, or around that 0.76, and then back down at 0.1, so he's got he's got a little bit long overall here. Oh, no, he's not. He's 0.34. I did bad math right there. I thought that was 0.44 for a second, but it's 0.34. So fast turnover, a lot of good things that he's got going on. We'll look to see some of the differences that he had last year, right? It actually looks like he switched up his legs. So yeah, he ended up switching his legs, okay, from last year to this year. So before he had the right leg forward. Now he's going to have that left leg forward. Okay, and he's coming through. He gets off there. 0.6. So he does look a little awkward coming out of there, right? But he still gets that foot down pretty quick. This one, Yeah, he looks a lot more comfortable getting out of that start, right? See that position a lot easier here. He really had a fast turnover though before as well, and before too, I think he did a better job of being able to get through the drive phase. I don't know if he likes this more, being able to sit into that drive phase a little bit longer and then be able to come with the hips up and through, but he really effectively in this one was able to get right through his drive phase and get closer into his top end speed. I don't know if he was having trouble being able to maintain that top speed, right? But let's take a look at some of the numbers here. So he's landing at 0.34 on this one. He's off at 4.1, right? So still really good in terms of a contact time. Back down at about 7.4. A little bit longer in his turnover. I think he might be kind of slowing it down though here. Let's look to see earlier on what he was at. We'll go right side here, 0.54. Off at about 0.61. 9.4, yeah, that one is closer to 0.33, right? That was more what we were seeing before. Look at how nice of that leg cycle, though, that he has, right? I love that he just so effectively gets up onto his front leg. I mean, that is, like, beautiful, unbelievable. He's still really young, so I don't know if he's going to be able to necessarily win the World Championships, but he is a up-and-coming star for sure, especially looking at his mechanics. As long as he can continue to stay healthy, continue to develop, right, continue to work on his timing. Looks like he might have some things going on with like his arms and things like that. He just changed up some of the things he's doing within his start, obviously, with the different feet from one year to the next. And so he's still trying to figure it out a little bit. He's still working on the timing. He's still trying to get better. And, kudos to him for that, right? Kudos to his coach. Kudos to him for being able to listen and learn and get constructive feedback and be able to actually make improvements. And that perfectly segues into what I do, right? I help as a sprint coach, as a speed coach, as somebody that can help you in being able to improve your overall performance. And one of the things that I highly recommend you, if you're trying to improve as really anything, but definitely as a sprinter, is you need a coach. You need somebody who's going to give you some feedback. You're going to need somebody that's going to be able to help you and give you different options, right? So one of the things that helped in Benjamin Azamati's case is he went through different options. He wasn't stuck in how he wanted to do it, right? He was able to get rid of his ego and allow somebody else to give him the advice at, hey, look, maybe you should do something other than what you're doing with your current block start and see how that goes, right? He's worked on some of his mechanics. I mean, he ran 9.90 this year, right? And he's looking, this was about 3 months ago, and he looks like he's going to be able to get better. So point is, check out the description down below if you want to be able to find out more about what we do, how we can make you faster. And as always, if you like the information, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Happy 4th of July weekend. Thanks for watching this. Super excited about the World Championships. As you guys know, give me some recommendations for some new videos as well. Dropping some new content right now, and would really love some feedback, what you guys think. So yeah, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.